Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this shawl here. It's actually super easy. It's just a 1-row repeat. It makes kind of a cool texture, and it really don't get much easier than a 1-row repeat, but you do need to know how to do a front post double crochet. So let's go ahead and get started on this. But before we get started, let me give you a quick measure of the shawl. Now remember, you can do the shawl as big or as small as you'd like. So from at the top down to the point, it measures approximately 28 inches. And then across from one side to the other, it's about 56 inches. Okay, so 56 across. And remember though, you can add more or less rows if you want. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay, for this project, I am using Loops and Threads Waterford Big. This comes from Michaels. It comes from Michaels. It is a bulky number 5. Now, you definitely don't have to use a bulky number 5. A 4-weight yarn will work. A 3-weight yarn will work. You'll just have to make, just keep repeating the row till you get the shawl as big as you want it to get. So it's pretty versatile. The color I'm using is called Coral. In case you're interested, this is a wool acrylic blend. I'm sorry, alpaca acrylic blend. I guess it's pretty much close to the same. And there are 243 yards per skein, and I went through 2.5 of these big ones. 2.5 of these, the bulky 5. So if you use like a 4-weight or a 3-weight, you'll need more yarn than that. Or if you want to make your shawl bigger than mine, you'll need more yarn. But that's approximately how much I use. And this is what it looks like. It's thick and it's really pretty yarn. But remember, you definitely don't have to use this yarn. And then I'm going to be using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. And like I said, this is super easy. And it won't take long to show you. Go ahead and start off with a slip knot on our hook. And then we're going to work a chain of 4. And then we will slip stitch into our first chain here to form a ring. Now we're going to chain 1. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, okay? Now we're going to work 4 double crochets through the center of the ring. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to chain 2. That chain 2 is going to act as that bottom point of our poncho, or of our shawl. I'm sorry if I say poncho. The bottom point of our shawl. Now we're going to go back into the ring again, and we're going to work 4 more double crochets. Just like that. And that'll end row 1. You'll have a total of 8 stitches. And then you'll have your chain 2 space. Row 2 is actually the repeat row for a whole shawl. So you can repeat it for as long as you want. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to start off by putting 3 double crochets into the very first stitch. Oops. Sorry about that. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now the next stitch we are going to do a front post double crochet around the stitch. So you go around the next stitch, the post of it, and then do the front post double. And now we are going to do a regular double crochet into the top of the next stitch. Like that. And then we're going to do a front post double crochet around the next stitch. And you would just keep repeating that front post double crochet until you get to your chain 2 space, the point of your poncho. This is the alpaca hair. I don't want you to think there's cat hair all over my project. It's not. That's just what alpaca looks like. It's got hair in it. So I don't want you to be like, ooh, cat hair. Okay, so once you get to the chain 2 space, go ahead and work 2 double crochets. This is what we always work in the chain 2 space. 2 doubles, a chain 2, and 2 more doubles. Like that. Now, since we ended right over here with a front post double crochet, we want to start right here with a front post double crochet. And then we do a double crochet. And then we do a front post double crochet. And you repeat that until you get to the end of the row. And when you get to the last stitch, you want to put 3 double crochets into the last stitch. Just like that. So row 2, you'll have a total of 16 stitches. Every round you'll have 8 more stitches than you did the previous round. So round 3, what we're going to do is just repeat what we did on round 2. So we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now we're going to go right back into that very first stitch. We always put 3 double crochets into our first stitch. And then the next stitch, we are going to do a front post double crochet. And then a double crochet into the next stitch. And the next stitch will be a front post double crochet. And if you look, you can see, if you flip it over, we're working on the front post double crochet of the stitch from the previous row. But we're not going to make them line up. We're not going to do a back post and make it line up. We're just going to do a front post double crochet around that stitch. It's always front post double crochets. And then a regular double crochet. Front post double. And a regular double. And your last stitch here before the chain 2 space should always be a front post double crochet. Like that. And then when you get in your chain 2 space, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Like that. And then we're always going to start out again with a front post double crochet on this side. And then a regular double crochet. And then a front post double crochet around the next stitch. And then a regular double. Sometimes you got to look to find that front post double because it's kind of hidden in the back. But you got to go around that front post double crochet. And then a regular. And a front post double crochet. And then the last stitch here, you want to go ahead and put 3 double crochets into the last stitch. And you'll have 8 more stitches than you did the previous round. So you should have a total of 24 stitches now. And that's it, actually. That's it. It's super easy. And you just keep repeating that back and forth rows until you get the shawl as big as you want it to be. Remember, you do not have to use the bulky 5 like I did. You can use a 4 weight. You can use a 3 weight. The way the pattern looks is going to look the same. It's just if you use a smaller weight yarn, it's going to take more yarn and you'll have to do a lot more rows to get it, you know, whatever size you want it to be. So we're just going to repeat it again. Chain 1 and turn. 3 doubles into the very first stitch. And then front post double into the next. And then we double crochet into the next. And front post double. And we just repeat that until we get to our chain 2 space. And then we do our 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, and repeat it again up the side, ending with 3 double crochets into the last stitch. That's it. That's all there is to it. Super easy. It really didn't take me much time at all. But again, I did use a thicker yarn. But that's the pattern it makes. It's super cool. It gives it a nice, nice fall shawl or blanket shawl because it's nice and thick. Now remember, you can do as many rows as you want. I did a total of 32 rows. But remember, if you're using a lightweight yarn, of course it'll need a lot more rows if you're wanting to make it a nice size shawl. But, you know, that's a nice quick tutorial. You can't beat those. Super easy project. Beautiful outcome. That's the kind of videos we like to watch, huh? So, if you make this, I'd really, really like to see a picture of it. You can post a picture of this or any of my items that you make on my Bag O Day Crochet Facebook fan page. I'll put a link to that below in the description box. Also, don't forget to check me out on Instagram. I post different things on Instagram than I do on Facebook, so maybe you want to give me a follow there. And let's see. Yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give me a big thumbs up if you enjoy this super easy yet beautiful shawl. I think it turned out really... It's pretty. It's pretty. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. I hope you had a good time. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.